It's you. Yeah, that's me. This is where I was right before stream. This is why I started stream late. I usually am an afternoon Eastern time streamer, but today I am an evening streamer. Wow. It's because I was at Anime Expo doing my my meet and greet. Interestingly enough, they put my name on the sign of on the schedule, and we're like, yeah, this person's on at this time. That person's on at that time, and next to each person they put either virtual or in person to indicate, you know, how they're appearing, and next to me they put in person. And I was like, huh, interesting. But no, I was on the screen. A lot of people that came up, like they all knew I was like not appearing in person. And they all came up and they were like, yeah, I didn't think you'd be here. And I was like, yeah, no. So at least like my own community was like, yeah, no. It was funny though. They couldn't have given you a bigger screen. Dude, I loved the huge screen. I loved it. I actually really liked their setup. They had a really nice camera set up so that I could see people. Usually they have like webcams that we use and the bitrate gets all pooped out, but no, they had a nice setup. Internet was stable. Whatever they were using, I don't know if they had their own hotspot or whatever, but internet was stable. The camera quality was nice, so I could really see people well. The mic was good. They had a microphone set up rather than having a mic like far away from people that they have to yell into, which a lot of meet and greets end up like that, and it is not good. So this one was good. I really liked the setup. And then this is, I believe, a projector, not a screen, which is probably the way to go if you're trying to get like a huge thing showing. That has to be the only way to do it, you know? Because setting up, what, 8 TVs and putting them together? Crazy. Even just renting them, crazy. But yeah, I think it's a projector. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know. I don't know. But it turned out good, so I liked it. I think the most important thing to me is just that the audio is good so we can hear each other. Because what's the point of a meet and greet if we spend half the time going, what? Could you say that again? What? You know, so this was good. None of them survived. Nothing of value was lost. Dude, Zoingo was in there. Actually, there were a bunch of cute girls that showed up. Not gonna lie, the one with the you see the orange cape over her head with little bear ears. She showed up. She was so happy. She was the most happy person I've ever seen in the world. And I was like, you watch me. She was like, hey, haha, yay, hee hee. And she was like hee-heeing like unironically. I was like, whoa. That's a very happy person. So many people walked up and were like, hey, love watching you at work. I have a job. I'm employed. And I was like, that's so good to hear. Everyone in the line seemed employed. Very, very good. One person being like, hey, I just ended one employment looking for the next, was thinking of this. What do you think? And I was like, that's great. Like, person actively thinking about employment? Cool. Very good. There's a lot of beautiful people at Anime Expo. Okay, but did you see what happened? I saw this on Twitter. There was a speed dating event that was set up for this con. It was like a panel. And there were like no girls that showed up, and it just became a dudes becoming friends event. They set them all up across from each other and we're like, well, maybe some of you are into each other. We'll find out. And then they just had them all talk to each other. Oh, it was just funny. It was just funny. You know, I've seen conventions do this and it's worked out. There's usually more dudes. This is classic. There's always more guys at the club, always more dudes at the speed dating events, you know, etc. We know this is the case. But you can at least like beforehand just ask straight up, like, what gender are you? What are you presenting as? What are you interested in? And you could just kind of take a little survey for anyone who signs up beforehand and just make sure it's worth people's time. You know what I mean? Just make sure it's worth people's time. But I don't know. I guess maybe they don't always do that. Like something to pre-screen, just like what are you and what are you cool with? What are you looking for? Just to kind of have a little, you know, a little pre-screen, a little primer on the event. Make sure it can happen the way you want it to happen. Because if you have like 50 dudes show up and there's only 3 girls, like you could still do it, but maybe just don't hold the event, you know? But I also think like it's really funny to then just have all the dudes hang out anyway. They could practice to be like, this is what I would say if you were a girl. And then the other guy can rate them and be like, ooh, not a good way to start, buddy. You know what I mean? Like, I think that could still be really valuable. You just have to spin it a little bit, you know? Could be fun. The blind leading the blind. Hey, any outside opinion is better than nothing.
Instead of small iPad so you can look down at people and judge their fits XDD.
True, it was fun. I did do some fit ratings. Thanks for the fit rating, by the way. No problem. There were some crazy fits. There were some insane ones. A few people showed up in full cosplay. One guy, you can barely see him. Okay, if you look at the person with the little bear ears on the line there, the orange one, slightly to the left, that's a guy in a ghillie suit. That's not just some dude's hair. That's just a guy in a ghillie suit. There was a lot. Can't see all of them because you only see like the back of the line, really, but there were a lot of really good fits. Fish showed up in a full cosplay. It was pretty good. And his ass was hot as f in the suit. Well, I was asking people that were coming up in full costume. I was like, "Are you not hot?" And they were like, "Oh, pain and suffering for the fit, which is fine if you're in like a costume." But there were also people that were just like there was one dude who he walked up and I went, "Long sleeves." Because he was wearing normal long pants and he had a very thin long sleeve shirt, but it looked kind of like a thin sweater. And I was like, "Long sleeves." And he was like, "Yeah, it's not bad." And here he said, "It's not bad. It's like 78. And I said, 78? My threshold's like 65 for long sleeves, It was crazy. And then there was another person who had 3 layers. He had a black t-shirt and then like a button down, button up, whatever you want to call it, right over that. And then a little jacket on top of that. And I was like, I said, "Are you hot in those layers?" And he's like, "Oh, it's fine." I was like, "It's not fine, man. It's not fine. I know it's not fine. You're just pretending it's fine." There's also one guy who came up and ate the soap right in front of me. He just was like, "Yeah, I wanted to do the taste test." And I was like, "Oh yeah, go for it." And he just bites it. He's just chewing it and he's talking to me. And as he's talking, I can't help but think to myself, he's not gonna swallow that, is he? And I don't think he did. I think he just kept it in his mouth. Because he was like talking and he didn't speak too weirdly, but I'm like, I think the soap's still in his mouth. So now I'm curious, and if he comes back to the chat, I know who it is. If he comes to the chat at any point, I gotta ask him, like, did you eat the soap? Did you fully consume that, or did you like spit it out after? His mouth gets soapy. I don't know. Well, I didn't see his mouth become soapy, but I was looking for it. You know what I mean? I was like, "Where's that soap at?" I was so curious. So if he comes by, it was Romblimo. You know Romblimo? If you see him, you gotta ask him about the soap. Be like, did you spit the soap out? Tell me the truth. I don't know if he'll come by today because he's at AX, but You know who else visited me? Librarian. He walked up and said, do you maybe know who I am? And I was like, maybe? Because the voice was like mildly familiar, but I was like, I don't know where this is from. Because I hear it. I've heard it. My brain can tell me, yes, I've heard it. But I'm like, but who is this? Because I'm thinking like standard chatter who's maybe shown up to a lot of meet and greets. No, it's not that. It's not someone who's shown up before. Because usually I remember if it's like visual, right? And then I'm like, content creator? It doesn't sound like a fellow streamer. So I'm like, I don't know. And he goes, I'm librarian. I was like, what the fuck, man? But yeah, you showed up and we got to say hi, which was nice. It was nice. He's like, "Yeah, it's me. Yeah, I'm the librarian." Does he look normal or like a freak? Completely normal. Well, no, how do I say this? He looked like completely normal, but I would look at him and I would be able to tell that he watches VTubers. You know what I mean? Like there's normal and then there's you're open to this normal. Like I know when I look at you if you're open to this or you're not. And you could just tell. Was it his stunningly good looks that tipped you off if he was a VTuber fan? Blazing, I'm not about to sit here and inform you on who looks good enough for you to go after, okay? I'm not doing that. I'm not telling you. You're gonna have to go find out yourself. Go to Anime Expo. He did post a picture of you captioned with gulp like an hour ago, did he? Oh, he did. Someone replied, the giggler. He says, "That's what I opened with." This is true. This is not a lie. He walked up to the mic and went, "The giggler." I was like, I should have known it was him just from that, honestly. I'm gonna reply. Me when I reply. He was looking for merch and he really wanted to know if there was any NL merch. And he was like, he said some stuff to some artists and was like, "You should draw a bald man and put him up as a big sign on your booth. It'll work out." It was good. Okay, but was he hot for research purposes? I'm not telling you which viewers look good and which ones don't, because then you're gonna go after them and bother them. You have to go yourself, okay? to the con. You have to go. You got to find out. But also, because anytime chat says something about anyone and I'm like, oh, that one's like, all right, that one's okay, that one's not as great, blah, blah, blah. People are like, what are you talking about? And they like, no one has the same opinion as me. So like, my opinion doesn't matter. Because I'll be like, oh, I don't think that actor looks that good. And then someone else is like, I would die for him. I don't know, man. So you got to judge for yourself. It's subjective. You got to go find out. The hall closes at 3 p.m. PST. Yeah, my meet and greet started at 2 p.m. BST, which was the very last thing that a lot of people were doing at the convention. And I kind of like it because when I do my meet and greets at other conventions and I go earlier, at a lot of different times, I feel like depending on the time of day, especially when you're quote unquote prime time, I end up having a lot of people show up like running and half sweating. And they're like, oh my God, I had to leave a panel to run here and come see you. And I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry. You know? I feel so bad every time where they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get out of here quick after this because I gotta go to this panel that's halfway through. And I just feel like I'm taking them away from the other stuff, you know? So I liked this. I liked being the very, very last one at the end because then pretty much everyone had nothing left to do. So they could just comfortably sit around and chill. It was nice. Yeah, nothing after. Exactly. And a lot of them were tired, so they wouldn't rush anyway. Even if there's something they wanted to do, they were just so dead tired, which I think was good too because I noticed people are really, really nervous when they meet you on a Friday. They're there, they still have energy, they still have time and energy to think. Sunday, nah, they're dead. You get people in their raw form. They show up and they're like, hey, how are you? Oh, I'm good. I so hot. You know, I had to walk up 10 flights of stairs. And, you know, they just start talking about whatever. And I'm like, yeah, there you go. The nerves go away a lot. Not 100%, but most of the time. It's pretty good.